prefer Randy or
Randy's fine.
Randy's fine.
That's what I go with most of the time.
Yeah, we were just talking earlier about how Randy said his mind feels like he's 30, but his body says, "What are you doing? You're about to kill
my
me."
sense of humor thinks I'm 13. My body thinks I'm 30 and in my prime. And,
yeah, that's the truth.
And my body wonders why I'm not dead yet.
My knees are like, you're 90.
Yeah.
So
that's why you're riding an e-bike, right?
Exactly.
Sometimes. It's not every day. You make me sound like I ride e-bikes all the time. It's just with you.
Well, you're already such a better rider than me. Why do you got to put me through that, man?
I have been doing a lot lately, and that's just time versus enjoyment.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Randy, this guy's like a downhill mountain biker, and I'm like a cross country mountain biker. And we rode we've ridden a lot lately, but we rode out at Star Pass like last Sunday or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
And we're doing this black trail coming down. He's like, "This is the only downhill trail in Tucson or whatever." And he's like, well, "I'm going to go do this line off to the left." I'm like, "You can't ride that on a bike.
There's no line.
There's no line to ride. What are you doing? You're like, we're going to be in the emergency room." And he's like, "Don't worry." And he just
yeah. I'm like, it'll be uneventful. And
I always feel like I'm the guy that's there to fill out the accident reports at the end.
Yeah, I have been that guy. It sucks. So, especially when it's like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try not to get hurt anymore.
So it's Sunday afternoon, and we're here at Jesus' shop, Ride Tucson.
Yep. Yeah. And
beautiful
shop, by the way.
Beautiful shop. Yeah. New. And we'll have Jesus. We got a fourth mic set up over there, so he'll jump in for a minute.
I feel underdressed.
Don't you?
Yeah. Like a t-shirt,
you gotta have like
shorts,
style.
Yeah. I maybe need a tie, maybe a clip-on tie.
Yeah, it's super nice. Yeah.
Spandex clip-on.
Yeah. There you go.
And you just got done with the bike swap. So twice a year in Tucson, there's a big bike swap.
Going to make some extra cash.
Yeah.
So trying to get more tools for the shop.
Yeah.
So
And how was it
pretty
today?
good. I don't think we met our goal, but I'm still going to buy the tooling that I need to. So,
as a strategy guy, I love the fact that you had a goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
absolutely.
makes me super happy.
Yeah. And then the other goal is I almost chained myself to the table so I don't go buy stuff. I did buy. I did buy. I almost bought another vintage bike, which I really like. I bought a Firebird.
You bought a Firebird today?
Just the frame. Yep.
Just the frame.
Just the frame. Yeah. So we'll build that up and price sell it. It's pretty sexy. It's kind of pink.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. And then, that's about it. I really didn't buy much, but I'm not kidding. Like this is one of the first ones that I have not walked around and looked at stuff.
That's good.
I just was super disciplined.
Kiss of death.
Yes. And then we got a really cool tri-bike that we're going to hang in the shop. It's made by a company that's no longer around, but the company's called Guru.
Right.
Which is cool. So it says Guru. It's got flames on it. Like if I were to just picture a bike for me, it would have flames and say Guru.
I'm just waiting for the cease and desist order.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, everybody asked that. I did make sure they were out of business. So
before you took the name,
did you have anything to do with that? I'm not going to ask.
No, I did watch it closely because my nickname's been Mountain Guru forever. So I did notice it. You know,
for sure. All right, tell us your dad joke before we get too far.
Oh yeah. So what do you call it when you steal your bike back from a bike thief?
Great question. Other than justice?
Absolutely. Recycling.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I don't know, man.
And that happens a lot.
Do you have a grown track here?
Yeah. Aw. I thought it was a good one.
It felt good when you read it to me earlier, and it didn't land. I don't know.
So we were at the shop, and our shop. When I bought the shop, I bought the building, and when I bought it, it was vacant for 5 years. So we have some transients that kind of hang out, and we're slowly letting them know to move somewhere else. And we're very nice and cordial. But we walked out one day and they were hanging out on the back loading dock, and there was a bike there. And Ben looked at that bike and he goes, "That's my bike. It was stolen from my house like a week ago." And he looked at the kid and he goes, "That's my bike." And the kid's like, "What? I bought that bike." And he's like, "Well, it's stolen." And we took the bike back. So we recycled that bike.
Good move.
Awesome.
That kid was not happy.
Yeah, I put a tracker on my bike just to simplify things.
Yep. Yeah. There's a whole Facebook group that does that.
Yeah.
There's a whole group of guys. My buddy Aaron and my buddy, let's see.
They seek out and try to find bikes that were stolen.
So there's this network on Facebook, and they'll see a bike in town. Maybe it doesn't look right. Maybe the guy is pushing a shopping cart with a bike in
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
which does
Yeah.
happen. And they will put it up on Facebook. And then all of a sudden somebody will go, that was just stolen out of my yard last week. And they will they'll start putting the date and the time and where they mean, and people will drive around, and many people have gotten their bikes back that way.
Wow.
That's great.
It's pretty crazy, but yeah, it sucks that we have to do that, but it's been that little community, that little connection, that real time is really nice, and it's helps get some bikes back. So,
Well, we have this awesome resource in Tucson, and we've talked about it several times on the podcast over the various episodes. We have, and I think at the time of your book, it was 136 miles.
It's 137 now.
136. They've added a mile since your book.
Yeah, and they're about to bump it up a little bit more too. So
Okay. So 137 miles, paved trail. It actually goes all around to like 54 miles of it roughly goes around the whole Tucson, so you can kind of circumnavigate all of Tucson.
Right.
Then there's a couple spurs that go off in different directions that add.
Yeah.
They kind of head you out to Oro Valley or out to Marana, and I think down south a little bit. Though I don't think the
goes south of the Pima County Fairgrounds now.
oh
does it?
wow,
Oh wow.
All the way across I-10 and down to the there's an academy down there south of the fairgrounds, and that's where the trail terminates at this point. In the south.
That must be the new section that they added. Then
That is the new section. Yeah, I think it's actually more than 137 miles, but I'm not sure how they count it.
Yeah, I heard they just broke ground on some more up in Marana.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. One of those spurs that you talked about goes all the way out to Gladden Farms. It's like 6 miles or 7 miles, but it's an orphan trail because it doesn't connect to the loop.
Oh,
The Cal Portland cement plant right there on I-10 and Avra Valley Road wouldn't let them have a right-of-way because it's a construction facility, and why would we want to do that?
Right.
Well, after a lot of relentless negotiation, the county finally got an easement through there.
That's awesome.
And there was a light pole in the way and a lot of things. Jim Conroy, the Parks and Rec director at the Marana Parks and Rec, did a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
they've kind of heading that up, and so they broke ground on that, and they're going to connect from Avra Valley Road, where the loop terminates in the north in Marana right now. They're going to connect that about 1 mile section. So it'll be another 7 miles to the loop to the north. So
it's growing. I mean, national recognition for this thing.
Yep.
Do we say what this is? This is the loop that we're talking about.
Yeah, go
and
what's it's officially the Chuck Huckleberry.
Yeah, that's And he's a local politician, policymaker, retired. Yeah.
He actually, ironically, had a bicycle accident about 2 years ago and ended up taking a disability retirement.
Yeah,
but he was the sort of the steam engine behind getting the loop built out over the 30 years that he was the Pima County supervisor, administrator.
Wow, is that how long? Or is that how long it's been in work? Is 30 years?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys were in town in the 83 floods that wiped out a whole bunch of bridges and things. Well, the Pima County Flood Control Department got a ton of money and started mitigating the banks of the washes so we wouldn't have a repeat of that. And a guy from IBM, I don't remember his name, but he was an avid cyclist in town. He advocated and just literally chased Huckleberry from meeting to meeting till he finally got a sit down with him. And he said, "Why don't you put a path on top of the bank of the rivers and connect them all?" And Huckleberry kind of made that idea his, and away they went. So, and then over the course of the years, the trail sections got extended, added to, and so forth. And in 2018, they actually looped the whole center loop around the city of Tucson, so you can ride in a 54-mile circle.
I remember in high school, I would ride the section along the Rito. I think it stopped at like Campbell, and went down to La Cañada or La Choya, I can't remember. It was pretty short, and I would just lap it. I would go back and forth, and I would do it at night with no lights. It was pretty crazy, but I would do it in the middle of the night, and that's kind of that was my training back then. And then I would ride home up mountain, which was connected to it. And but you had to go to a bridge they didn't build the mountain bridge for a while, but you had to go over to Campbell. And then I would go across and then get on it and then ride down and back and forth. So it was pretty crazy. That was in high school. So I hate this. Every time you get me to say my age on this, that was in like the early 90s. So
you were like in your mid 30s at that point?
I was, 12 and a half. So
spent 6 of my best years in high school. Don't knock it.
Right. You liked it so much, you added a couple.
Years. So the reason we're talking to Randy today is that you, I think you published in 2021,
yeah.
and then again pressed again in 2022. It's got this great book. It's called The Loop, America's #1 recreational trail. And if you're interested, you can go to Amazon.
Yes.
You can get it at Amazon.
Yep.
It's $20. I think
pretty much everybody that sells it, it's $20.
Yeah. $20.
There's about a dozen retailers in Tucson that sell it, mostly bike shops.
Yep.
A few brew pubs.
Jump on, Jesus.
Yeah. So Ride Tucson.
Jesus sells it here at Ride Tucson.
Yep. Yeah. So.
All right, Jesus is going to join us.
Yeah.
We're in Jesus's. You missed the earlier. We were talking about when we come into your shop, we felt like we were underdressed.
Yeah, I feel like
your style is like way better.
Yeah, this is like the Neiman Marcus of bike shops.
Classy.
Yeah, it's super classy, but not like in an exclusive way. I don't feel like it's there's any exclusivity here. Like you're excluding anyone from.
No.
Shop
Not
I mean, like you only had to apologize one time.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
And thanks for hosting us, Jesus. This is awesome. Had some great carnitas that the Mrs. made, which was amazing.
It was I'll tell you what. And then there's going to be some street corn.
Oh yeah,
I'm definitely getting some street corn. So I just rent it, but it's good stuff. So because it comes out the next day.
So eventually we're going to get to one of the things we want to talk about for our mountain biking community is how you can use the loop to get to some of, I think the majority of the most popular mountain bike trails in town without having to ride on so might as well just ride from your house. Don't be lazy, ride from your house. You don't have to be on the street with very limited roads or in many cases, no road interaction at all, which is amazing. But I'd like to start with what gave you the idea and tell us about the process of, so tell us about the book, what's in the book and the process, how did you end up writing this book?
It's kind of an interesting story. At least it's interesting to me. So I did a lot of cycling when I was younger and with my boys. I've got 2 younger boys and, I injured my knee in a running accident many years ago and the arthritis finally caught up with me and I had to give up cycling. I switched over to a recumbent bike and that was great. But I was living out in Oro Valley in a fairly hilly area and I just couldn't deal with the knees on the hill. So I made my first electric bike that way. And that was back in about 2016.
So you said you made it?
Yeah, I electrified my Sun Easy cycle, put a motor on it and built a battery and away I went. There wasn't a lot available back then, but there's a lot now. Yeah. And when I retired from my day job in 2021, one of the first things that I did was we sold our house and moved into Tucson. And lo and behold, we wound up, unbeknownst to me at the time, but our neighborhood has a gate that accesses right onto the loop.
Oh, nice.
So I wound up riding my first e-bike about the same time, and those two things kind of clicked, and I spent a lot of time out on the loop riding my e-bike, looking at that Pima County map that multi-fold-out thing that has the loop, but nothing else around it.
Yes.
So it's hard to get your bearings as to
So my question is, where's the restrooms? Where's the parking lots? Where's the places to get coffee, to get a brewski or whatever? And there's nothing out there about it. So I started making some little maps for myself, and one thing led to another. I showed a couple of friends, one of whom owned a bike shop, the maps that I had created. He goes, "Dude, if you put these in a book, make them a little cleaner, this could be a big deal." So I kind of took that seriously, and I had at that point finally realized that the little section of the loop I was riding was a small piece of a much bigger trail system. So. Away I went, and I rode and filmed everything and documented everything, rode every mile of the loop multiple times and threw everything together. And in about 6 months, I had the book done, and we got it out just in time for the Christmas season in 2021.
Wow. So okay.
I sent out
it only took you 6 months.
Yeah, it actually took me 5 months to do it.
But you were retired, so this was your full-time
exactly,
job.
Exactly. It really was my full-time job.
What did
I don't
you do?
want my wife to hear this podcast.
What did you do before
I was a quality manager at a ceramics plant here in Tucson. So I've got a technical background in manufacturing, engineering degree, and some other things. So I was used to writing reports and doing publications and things like that. So it
fairly
was
meticulous. It's really so put together.
I had some skills, so I was able to put all those together with the book and get it all put out. So, and in the meantime, Amazon had come up with this new publishing program they call Kindle Direct Publishing. I've had some books out on Amazon already, but they were in the old system, and that meant Amazon's goal at that time was that the author doesn't make any money. And when they changed this system, they actually listened to their author community, and they rearranged it so that the authors could actually make money on the royalties on the book. Plus, I can buy author copies at a significant discount, which allows me to be sort of a publishing company here in Tucson.
Or distribution.
And I can distribute the books.
So they do all the printing for you. So you don't have to deal with a printer. You're dealing with Amazon. Okay.
So the big thing always used to be the cost of the book always was dependent on the volume.
Yeah.
But I can buy one copy at the same price I can buy 1,000 copies, which makes a huge difference in terms of not having to tie up a bunch of money in inventory.
Yeah.
So that really cuts the whole thing loose, and that's why Amazon has exploded with authors now. So
that's a great way for young authors or new authors to get into it and not just hit that wall of, you got to get somebody to support it.
Right.
So that's really cool.
So I ended up putting out press releases to about a dozen different media outlets, and Kagan 9 called me back the very next day after they saw it.
That's our local news here in Tucson.
And
did you know they're on your side?
That's their tagline.
I've heard that.
9 is on your side.
I've heard that. They called back right away and wanted to do a piece on it. And right before Christmas, right after Thanksgiving, they did about a minute and a half piece that was really well put together. And book sales took off like crazy after that on Amazon.
Well, I mean, the Loop has become nationally known, if not world. It's number one in America, and you're not overstating that. It's amazing. Yep. So it's the infrastructure. And if we described it a little bit, because we got a lot of listeners all over the place that don't live in Tucson, but it's paved in most cases along we call it the river, but we have to explain that
it's a wash.
It's a wash. It's only got water in it once in a while when it rains, but it is got a lot of vegetation. There's a little workout sections along parks. We go to the Children's Memorial Park, which is right alongside it. There's playgrounds. It'll hit a lot of things. JCC. It'll hit a lot of things in Tucson, including the mountain bike trails. Yeah.
I can give you a quick rundown. There's almost 30 parks directly adjacent to the Loop.
Yeah.
There's 13 hotels that are right, parking lot adjacent to the Loop.
So you can stay at a hotel and just jump on the Loop. That's
50 coffee shops, 200 restaurants, 11 RV parks, about 7 bike shops that are all within, a quarter mile or less of the Loop.
Yeah.
And, including Ride Tucson.
Yep.
Exactly.
And Guru.
Yep. I think we're a little farther away.
You missed a couple here. I got it highlighted. Look at that.
I might have. Yeah.
Look at that. You did the research.
I did the research this time, right? 21 craft beer stops.
Okay.
Ooh.
4 farmers markets.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
4 disc golf courses.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
In fact, one of the oldest disc golf courses in the nation is right on the Loop.
Wow, that's awesome. So we should probably double click on something you said to make sure people understand. So we live desert Southwest and are, pretty arid most of the year. And in it's late summer, early fall, we get a monsoon season.
Right.
And our ground is not like kind of anywhere else in the world where doesn't soak up the moisture very well. And during the monsoon season, we get a significant amount of rain in a very short amount of time, and the ground won't soak it up. So that water's got to go somewhere. And so you mentioned the floods in 1983.
Right.
And they redid the kind of wash system. The wash system is to help Tucson and the surrounding areas manage that water. Mm-hmm. And kind of what Randy was saying is when after the flood, when they redid it, you named the guy. I can't remember his name right now, but
Chuck Huckabee.
Chuck Huckabee.
Chuck. Okay, but there was someone that was hounding Chuck.
Yeah, I can get that name.
Yeah,
no, that's all right. Doesn't matter.
That's okay.
And so they were shoring up the embankments so they wouldn't wash away.
So putting concrete effectively on the embankment so they wouldn't wash away. And then they built during that time. They just built out this amazing bike trail. And not only does it give us the cycling community in Tucson just an amazing place to ride 136 miles with very little places where you have to interact with traffic at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But it also gives the watershed access to all of the washes that they have to manage and maintain throughout the year, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. So part of that build out is putting in ramps for maintenance, for access, for rescue, what have you. So they're all along the loop. You see these concrete embankments.
Right.
In fact, I think for a while that was causing a problem because too much water was going away.
Yeah.
And so they had to do some little ripples to get the water not to flow as fast.
Yep.
So how many have you sold?
We're pushing 2,500 copies, I think, in the 2 years that it's been out there. Yeah, the average book on Amazon, for example, sells about 500 copies.
Right.
And we've far exceeded. I was expecting to sell a couple hundred copies, and we're up to a couple thousand, and it's still going strong too.
Yeah.
I bet you after this podcast, he'll get at least 10 more purchases.
4. I'm thinking 4 because I'm going to get one and I'll get some for the shop.
Yeah, there you go. Just kidding. I bet you'll do well.
Like 6 people listen to this, just
right.
so you know.
All right. So
Look at Josh's face. He's like, no,
that's not true. It's a lot more than 6.
There's at least 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got a handful of questions, if that's okay.
Fire
Or
away.
did I cut you off?
No,
on your train of thought? We do
I-
that from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
Was there something that surprised you to learn when you were like doing the research and writing this book? Something about Tucson or the Loop that surprised you?
Yeah, the one thing was the extensive, or the extent of the trail system. When they finish this section in Marana, you'll be able to get on the loop down by the Pima County Fairgrounds and ride 50. I think I figured it was 55 miles straight without duplicating anything to get all the way out to Gladden Farms in Marana.
It's
and only have to cross a road like once or twice.
So that's like the far southeast of Tucson to the far
extreme
northwest.
Yep, that's correct.
Which is awesome. I just can't get over, and people use this for transportation, like commuting, to get around town. They use it for recreation.
Yeah.
They use it for it's just really cool. It makes us one of the reasons Tucson is top cycling destinations in the country.
Is the Loop.
Yep. Yeah.
So I've been, we're mountain bikers, and we've had a physiologist, or an ex-physiologist, I guess, on the podcast a couple of times named Andrew Wolf. And I'm trying to figure out how to keep up with my wife. Now I'm trying to figure out how to keep up with Dane. And Andrew's like, you're going to have to do some zone 2 work. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm a mountain biker. What the hell does that even mean, zone 2 work? And he's like, you got to go ride a long distance really slow. I'm like, why?
Low intensity.
And he's like, no, you need to do it. So I started doing it, and I was just riding the Loop. And man, did it blow up my capabilities on the trail.
Interesting.
It was just amazing. And so there was an epiphany in here that kind of relates to your book and into the Loop. So I would just jump on, and I live on the southeast side of town. So I jump on at Valencia, and we're like Fantasy Island right there at the Valencia trailhead. And I just ride as far as I go. Once a month, I'd probably do the whole loop, just kind of start there and come all the way back around. But I never really paid attention to what was going on. I was just on the trail. I didn't think about the things that were off.
Yeah.
And then Dane did a social ride that used the Loop from his shop, from his shop's kind of midtown to a little farther east. We went to Trail Dust Town, which is like maybe a half mile, quarter mile off the Loop. And it got me thinking, man. So I started, looking through your book, and I'm like, holy shit, there's all these different things I can do. I've never ridden the urban assault ride. And I realize now that I can hop on the Loop, I can ride up to Brandy Fenton, and I can go right behind Brandy Fenton and go do the urban assault ride, which is an easy mountain bike trail I can ride on my gravel bike.
Super fun. Then you can stop at the hop shop.
Get a beer, right? And all of that information is available in your book.
It is.
Yeah. Which is really cool. And anybody visiting Tucson, this would be a great guide for like just the craft brewing, all of that stuff, to just get into the culture immediately and not have to kind of poke around and figure it out, going to all kinds of different websites that don't pay attention to cyclists. You know?
Have you taken this to the resorts that rent bikes to tourists that come in?
I have. There's a couple of places that rent bikes that do carry the book.
Right.
There's a few places that I didn't really capitalize on the cyclist. I've been more focusing on the e-bike folks, because that's kind of what I'm riding now, due to physiology and everything else. But at the same time, I'm looking at expanding the network of potential retailers because there are cyclist groups and there's e-bike groups and there's a variety of different
walkers that use the loop. I mean, you don't have to be on a bike to use it. Like there's exercises. I mean, I know people that are getting apartments that are right on the loop just so they have access to go walk.
Right. There's 2 apartment complexes in town that have the loop in the name of the apartment complex. There's one at Cortland on the loop over by La Cholla and River, and then there's one on the east side, something on the loop.
Yeah, there was a bike shop called the Loop Bike Shop, right? That was out of containers, and they set them up right next to the loop.
Well, I mean, Transit is over there, right? What's her name?
Jenna.
Jenna.
Annex complex there.
Yeah, the Annex where all the shipping containers are.
But that's Transit Cycles, right?
Transit's over there, and then there's that's what I like about this book is it really gets people all over Tucson, but connected.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
So I'm thinking like Star Pass, Ventana Canyon, all of these resorts that have rental bike fleets. You might want to.
Yeah, that's a great next step. I'll probably look into that after we're done here and before I get home today.
We love because he rode his bike here.
Yeah, I did ride my bike here.
Yep. Yeah, which is awesome. You're riding more than I am. I really envy that. Like I love seeing people getting out on there. Are you dealing with anything? You said your knee.
I have a knee that's just been bone on bone for years.
Yeah,
and I can't doing the startup and doing the hill climb. It's abandon hope, all ye who enter here for my knee. So
Josh jokes that I'm always on my e-bike, and I would say that I try to mix it up, but I am on it a lot, and it has to do with a lot of my knee issues. And it's been a God saver for letting me get out, clear my head, just enjoy cycling, enjoy the outdoors, and not be in pain the next day.
Right. So you asked a little earlier, Josh, if there was anything that surprised me. One of the things was the official prohibition of e-bikes on the loop, which is kind of an interesting scenario because the loop is really kind of operated by 3 different entities in Tucson. The Pima County Flood Control is the one that built the loop, and they're technically the owners of the loop, if you want to consider it that way. Yep. They provide all the money for the upgrades or most of it and that sort of thing. Pima County Parks and Rec is the operator of the loop, if you will. It's technically a county park.
Okay.
And it goes through several jurisdictions. It goes into the city of Tucson. It goes to Marana. It goes to Oro Valley. And those entities oftentimes, Oro Valley and Marana especially, they maintain their sections of the loop. Mm-hmm. But the rules that govern the loop, including a no motors prohibition that's been around since the loop was started, that hasn't been addressed to address e-bikes because that's a sort of a different kind of a motor. Mm-hmm. Plus, it's got a piece for Americans with Disability Act because technically an e-bike is classified by the ADA as an electric assistive device.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you have a need for an electric assistive device, even though the rules officially state that that's not the case, that you can't ride it, you in fact can.
There's an
legally
exemption for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I did a lot of research when I did this book because I thought, we need to kind of address the inconsistency or the lack of detail in terms of what to expect. One of the things that's interesting about the loop is that there is a limited, almost no law enforcement present of any kind. So if there is a prohibition, no one's ever gotten a ticket for it.
There's no enforcement.
There's no enforcement.
Yeah.
The Sheriff's Auxiliary Volunteers have a bike patrol that they do. That's generally in the higher traffic problem areas, like around downtown.
Yeah, Santa Cruz.
Exactly. And they're more out there to give a presence. They don't have any enforcement powers. If they have to do something, they have to call a deputy on their walkies. And that's not a bad thing necessarily, but it is to say that it's just created a lot of uncertainty about. I know dozens of people who were going to come to Tucson when they found out there was a prohibition. They said, well, I'll go somewhere else until you guys figure this out.
Yeah, that's for sure. And in fact, I didn't want to call you out on that. So I'm glad you volunteered that.
Yeah.
He's got a whole section that talks about it in the paragraph.
Yeah,
talks about it in here.
And
that's
the county
been a
has
big
changed
issue.
since my book came out. The county has added a section on their loop section of their website, that the FAQ page, and they have a section in there that acknowledges that if you have an assistive need, that you could ride an e-bike.
Yeah.
they sort of imply that you have to prove it, but the federal government says you can't ask somebody to prove it.
Yeah.
So
it's very confusing.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that uncertainty and confusion.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of working behind the scenes in some organizations I'm involved in to try to bring this into a public discussion and make some decisions about what should be done.
Yeah. So I would guess, and I ride the loop once or twice a week. I would guess 25% of the people I see on the loop are on e-bikes right now.
Yeah, I would call it 15 to 20. Yeah, about the same.
How many of them have you seen like run down people, or maybe are they
Zero.
like?
I haven't yet to see that.
How about the burnouts? How many burnouts have you seen? Like, are they doing 100 miles an hour? Like, how fast are they going? But seriously,
zero actually. Okay, to answer that question. Most of the people that I see riding e-bikes are elderly.
Yeah.
They're going a very reasonable speed. Mm-hmm. They're the friendliest people you'd want to meet out there, and they're the most considerate.
Yeah.
What's interesting is, you always get teenagers on these things, or, guys in their 20s with no shirts that think that going 25 miles an hour is the way that they're supposed to ride them.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of spandex guys going 25 miles an hour
on
think that that's what they're supposed to do
on acoustic bikes.
And I get passed a lot more by people on acoustic pedal bikes than I do on people with e-bikes. Yeah. There's no question about it. So.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing. I really think we need more policies that don't address whether or not you have a motor, but whether or not you're a jerk.
Yeah, it's like, everybody that has really taken a serious look at this, and there's an organization called People for Bikes out of Boulder, Colorado.
They just had their conference here last week.
Yeah, they did. That's right. I went to one of their conferences a couple of years ago, and I know Ashley, their e-bike person, and there's a ton of data that basically identifies that the use profile of an e-bike on a shared use trail is virtually undistinguishable from the use profile of a pedal acoustic bike.
Yeah.
And they are capable of going a little faster, but they generally kind of don't. They weigh more. That's correct.
Yes.
But the people that are on them ride them a lot more. But it doesn't really represent a big downside in terms of additional risk based on all of the statistics and the data that's been generated over the past few years as these bikes have become more prevalent nationwide on shared use trails and public trails.
Yeah.
So,
and we should clarify, like, primarily what we're talking about is type 1 or type 2.
Yeah. There's
which are pedal assist or throttle, but they're limited to 20 miles an hour.
That's correct.
Yep. Yeah. There's a class 3 that goes up to 28. You will see those on motorways. They're legal there. And that one gets a little fuzzy, but honestly, I rode a road bike, and when I ride a road bike, I go faster than 20 miles an hour. So an e-bike on the road, I feel like is frustrating if it stops at 20. I need one that goes faster. And so I'm totally down. On the trail, we're limited by the trail. We rarely see people out of control or anything on e-bikes because the trail will just slow you down. Like I never hit my limiter except for maybe a couple sections here and there.
A little trivia for you. I know you know the answer to this because of our conversation with Cube, but what is the type 1 pedal assist limitation in Europe on miles per hour? Any idea?
I think it's 15.
I think it's 16 miles.
16 it's in kilometers, like 20 kilometers.
Yeah, 20 kilometers.
Yeah. It's crazy. And
the motor wattage is 500.
Yep. Yeah.
Just another reason why North America is so much better than Europe.
Well, there's a lot of more distance between things.
Mainly,
I usually say America, but I say North America this time to include our northern and southern brothers and sisters.
I've always known that because of tacos, but
never had a taco in Europe. I've had a lot of great food in Europe.
I did.
I just come here for the insight.
We went to Austria and we found the one place in Austria that was a Mexican food place, and it was pretty good. I gotta admit, they said they have a hard time getting some stuff.
I can imagine.
And they had migrated from, I believe, Mexico. It wasn't a Spanish thing. It was Mexican food. And we found the one place, and it was pretty good. So they wouldn't let us tip. That's
the value added tax thing.
It's really, really different. You don't tip there.
All right. If you guys are cool, I want to pivot really quick to the mountain bike trails. So using Google Maps and your book, I was able to kind of lay out I guess 7 of the most popular trail systems in Tucson. I think you can maybe quiz me if I missed any.
Sure.
And like the distance that they are from access from the loop. So like how many miles would you have to be on the road if you were to go, transit from the loop to this mountain bike to the trailhead. And then your book is set up, the page numbers is like grid coordinates that you have on the back of your map. So you can look at the map and you can find a grid. It's actually on the back cover. You can look at that map and there's a grid on there and there's numbers that kind of go all the way across the loop and you can be like 19. Okay. And then you can open up to page 19 and it'll tell you all about it. It's really cool the way you set that up.
Yeah. It took a little effort to figure out how to direct people in the book, but that big map on the back cover with all the grid squares on it is
you can see like the kind of grid square there and then those match up here. Okay. So I'm going to start in the southeast of Tucson. And Fantasy Island is a mountain bike trail system.
Yep.
Kind of blues and greens. Really fun. Really, the south side's like super accessible for brand new cyclists. The north side of Fantasy Island, it gets a little bit more technical, but it's nothing that's like out of reach for any kind of intermediate cyclist. Super fun. And the loop actually runs parallel.
It literally is right. It's the western boundary of the Fantasy Island property.
Yeah. So there's actually 3 entrances to Fantasy Island. There's an east side, a north side, and a south side. Both the north side and the south side you can get to.
You're right there.
Right there. Yep. So like 0 miles.
Fall off your bike and into the parking lot.
Into the parking lot. All right. The second one is the Urban Assault Trail.
Yep.
Which is
it's like a water wash. It comes down from Mount Lemon through the neighborhoods, goes under a couple streets. So there's culverts that you go through.
Yep.
And it's just a water easement in between neighborhoods that, neighborhood people made trails and mountain bikers kind of went out there. There's like a little bit of dumping. So they've taken it and made there's a maze, one of those rock mazes like you see in Sedona.
Yep.
There's piles, there's little jumps here and there. It's really been adopted by the whole neighborhood and the mountain biking community as a really cool little trail. I think we did the other night with the kids.
Yep.
And we saw a snake, a frog, and we did about 9 miles, which was awesome. And then we had the best pizza afterwards. So it was awesome.
At the Hop Shop, or where'd you go?
At the Hop Shop, there's this place called Chow Down.
Okay.
CIAO.
CIAO. Thank you.
Chow, like the Italian show.
Yep, exactly. Okay. Yeah. They're great pizza.
Right on.
So.
All right. So that's page 12. And I talked about Fantasy Island earlier. That's on both page 19 and 20 in the book.
Yep.
Which you can also see the grid coordinate in the back. The next one is Catalina State Park. So if you go to the loop in Innovation Market, which is number 45 in that book there, you can actually go right across, was it Oracle Road? Yep. And that'll get you right into Catalina State Park.
You can actually go under Oracle Road.
Yep. Oh, so you don't even have to cross.
You don't have to cross. You can ride right under Oracle Road.
Right under Oracle Road. That'll get you to Catalina State Park. And then from Catalina State Park, it opens up tons of options, right?
Yes,
so you can go up the Catalina Bridle Trail. That'll take you up to the Chutes, to 50 Year, to Upper Gate, Middle Gate. And if you want to get crazy, you can even go like up Charlotte's Gap and up the backside of Mount Lemon if you want to.
Yeah, there's a huge network over there.
Yeah, huge network. And again, that's 0 miles on the loop.
Here's an interesting fun fact about Catalina State Park. When you come under Oracle, you end up right at the gate entrance for Catalina State Park. If you stop there and talk to the ranger, tell him you'd like to do just an in and out ride.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell them that it's going to take you 6 hours to do the in and out ride. If you want to do an in and out ride, they'll let you go in without having to purchase a state park pass.
Yeah, which is
that's
nice.
Cool. I didn't know that.
They're really friendly there.
Yeah,
it's a great little place. In fact, purchasing the pass is great. There's picnic tables, picnic areas. There's hikes. There's all kinds of stuff. It's great to take the whole family there, and then you can do mountain bike rides from there.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So if you follow, if you go a little bit further north and go from page 45 to 46 in your book, and you get to the loop in Tangerine South, you can actually hook up to this Big Wash to Innovation connector, and that will actually take you up to the Big Wash trailhead that will take you to Honeybee Canyon.
Yep.
And that opens up all the honeybee trails to you.
That's one of the interesting extensions that they did recently. I think that might have been the 136 to 137 mile, because out of the Oro Valley Marketplace on the west boundary of the Oro Valley Marketplace, the loop travels right along that for the entire length of it. You get up to Tangerine, but you don't have to cross Tangerine. You can cross under Tangerine, west of Oro Valley Hospital, and there's a trail that takes you up the back all the way. It's paved now all the way to Rancho Vistoso Boulevard,
which is great.
So you can do that, and it's right along Big Wash. You can enter or exit along there, and then you can take Rancho Vistoso with some great bike lanes all the way up to Honeybee Canyon.
Yep. Yeah. So you can do honeybee rides.
Well, you can do the Big Wash Trail too, which is right there. And
so
again, so just to recap, 4 major trail systems in Tucson. I don't know if you'd say Urban Assault is major, but 3
it's
major.
This is more major than the Catalina section.
Okay.
The upper 50 is huge.
Yeah.
The Catalina to upper 50 is kind of chunky, so not as much ridden.
Yeah.
But you can get there.
Don't be scared, Tucson. You can do it.
I know. Get a full suspension. Urban Assault is huge because it's so in town.
It's close.
It's a really popular trail. I see tons of riders out there all the time.
Is it one way or is it?
No, it's double way. Okay. So you do have to be careful because you kind of, if you ride from the loop, you're going slightly uphill through the drainage, through the culverts, and then you get to I forgot which road it is up there.
Golden Ranch?
No, we're talking about Urban Assault.
Oh, Urban Assault, sorry.
And when you come back down, it's a slight descent. And so you can pick up speed. In fact, the other night with the kids, we're doing a kids ride on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
One of the guys, and I know him, he's a good guy, so he wasn't malicious or a jerk or anything, but he ran into one of the kids.
Oh, no.
Because he was just coming down so fast. And sure enough, when we get up to the top and start coming down, we were cooking. So it's pretty fun, but yeah, it is double way. So you do have to be careful.
Yeah.
So there is a guy out there that, if you happen to hit his property, like the trail used to go through his property, he will come out with a stick and try and hit you. Like, I'm not even kidding. There's memes all over the internet about this guy.
Yeah.
We're not sure how stable he is. There's many legal things going on with him right now.
Oh, wow.
But if you do a little jaunt on the pavement over and then back in, you avoid him totally. And so most of us know that route, but they've kind of blocked off the trail that hits his neighborhood so that it keeps innocent people from
getting
being accosted. Yeah. So.
All right. So Fantasy, Urban Assault, the Catalina State Park, and then Honeybee, all accessible, 0 miles. And I know Honeybee makes it into other trails, but I'm going to get us there through Tour de Tucson. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But so the next is, these are 2 trail systems on the west side of Tucson that I think less than 3 miles from the loop to the trailhead. And I think actually in some of these go on a couple, like a little bit bigger roads, still totally cyclable.
Yep.
But I think you could even do some neighborhood cut across to if you don't feel comfortable on the major roads. But the first one is at the loop in Silver Lake Road. Mm-hmm. You can go up to the 36th Street trailhead, and that will get you to the whole Tucson Mountain Park and Robles Pass. So we're talking Star Pass. I think they call it like the Enchanted Mountain Hills or Enchanted Hills now.
Yeah.
Tons of trails out there.
So much. That's probably I would say my least favorite, but it's the most popular.
We just last week.
Probably the most popular mountain bike trails in Tucson.
Yeah. Super
It's been around forever. Used to be Old Wagon. I was telling you, Old Wagon route. And so you can still see some signs of that. So,
and if you go a little bit north of that at the loop in Camino del Cerro, there's Sweetwater Preserves, and that's like 3.3 miles that you can get over. And let's see, I got to get back to saying the names of the pages here. So page 31 is the loop in Silver Lake. That gets you to 36th Street. Yeah. And page 39 is the loop in Camino del Cerro. That'll get you to Sweetwater.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
And what's great about this book is you're saying all these pages. You can go to the page and they're cut off like a normal book, but you can then go reference the back, like you were saying, put it all together. So you can actually first look at the back of Tucson and go, okay, here's Oro Valley. I can take, and you can write down just the numbers that you want to go look at and make a list of which ones to go, and then go through and get the descriptions.
So great. You guys have a website for your shop, right?
We do.
So I put together, because I've had, I am one of the moderators for e-biking Tucson, and Dennis Brownfield and I run that Facebook page, and we get a ton of winter visitors that contact us ahead of time saying, where can we ride, and that sort of thing. So I put together a Randy's favorite 8 rides, and it's rides all the way around the loop.
Oh, cool.
It tells you where to start, where to stop, and how long the ride is, what you'll see along the way. I'd be glad to forward that to you. You can post a copy on your website.
Is there a way? Is it from? It's from the Facebook.
It's actually built as a derivative of the book. Okay. And it tells you some more details where to find it in the book. And and
is it a website or a Facebook page?
It's actually, the thing I did was it's like a 2-page. It's a 2-page. One's a map and one's a spreadsheet that shows the 8 different rides, where they start and stop, and how many miles.
Nice.
Yeah. We can publish them, and then we'll put links in the show notes when we publish this episode. So just look down in the show notes, and we'll show Randy's thing.
Yeah, those are pretty popular because there's they're 8 miles to 30 miles, and you can one of them ends in along Hollywood Barrio, along Grande Avenue, where there's a million Mexican restaurants.
Oh,
interesting things to see.
Too.
So,
that's super good. Okay, so two more mountain bike trails.
Okay,
the first is Tortolita Preserve.
Yep. Yeah.
So actually, this is kind of like now way up northwest,
right
at the loop in Avra Valley Road. So it's kind of like, I think almost to the end because your numbering system starts far out west, 1, 2, 3. So this is number 3. It's less than 5 miles to get to the west side of Tortolita Preserve. And the interesting thing with Tortolita Preserve is if you cut through that neighborhood back there, you can get back up to Ridgeline and Wild Burrow. And that actually will then cut over back to Honeybee as well and all those other trails.
You may die, just so you know. It is nasty back there.
That's a trail you keep trying to take me on. Are you trying to kill me?
We go the other way, so we at least are going downhill, so you're dying downhill.
Okay.
You know,
another fun fact about that area.
Yeah.
My son had a close friend who worked for the Department of Natural Resources. He said, when you're up in the Tortolita Mountains, you're never more than 5 minutes from a mountain lion.
Yeah, I totally believe it. It is remote.
Yeah.
You know? What's crazy is I've driven the 4x4 back there to kind of prospect and look around. And in the middle of nowhere, there'd be some double wide trailer that somebody yanked out there and tried to live in. And it's all full of bullet holes now, but it's out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, how do they even do? I can barely get my 4Runner out there. So.
I don't know if I've talked about this in the podcast yet. Maybe I have. I think you and I talked about it, but I'm no longer scared of the mountain lions because I saw the jaguar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once I saw the Mexican and so I saw it. And it was on the east side of town, out where I ride. And my buddy was with me. He didn't see it. I saw it. I'm like, that was not a mountain lion, whatever that was. Like 3 days later, someone else saw something. And like a week later, someone else saw something. And then on January 8th, they posted that they had caught a jaguar on a game cam in Southern Arizona again.
Yep. Yeah.
I was like, I told you guys I saw it.
Yep.
So the mountain lions are fine.
Yep.
Yeah. They don't bother you at least they haven't bothered anyone in Tucson since I've been here.
No, I've got a buddy who was coming down a trail on Mount Lemmon, Omar. Shout out to Omar.
Hey, Omar.
Him and his brother were coming down General Hitchcock, so Green Mountain Trail.
Okay.
And they were in the drainage coming out near the campground, and there was a mountain lion chasing them. The mountain lion jumped down into the trail in between them.
Oh, wow.
And they had to stop and like put their bikes in front of them, and they're yelling and throwing rocks, and eventually it sulked away, like a little disappointed, but they got out of there. But that's
the only engagement.
He told
I've
me
heard.
that, and man, I don't think the hair on the back of my neck stopped, being up.
So just to put things in perspective, mountain lion sightings are very rare.
Yes. This is more on Catalina, on Mount Lemmon and way up there, but it's pretty rare. I've seen one in my yard. So
I had one in my yard, Normal Valley too.
Yeah, so they're out there, but they really don't want to deal with anyone. The stuff that I really don't
just looking for cats and little dogs.
Oh, big time. Yeah,
watch your dogs.
Yeah, if I had to tell a visitor to our area, to the Southwest, the worst thing that they're going to have to deal with is cactus.
Yeah,
honestly, that is the most aggressive. Like they're
jumping choyas.
Oh yeah, they're like if you're going to be stalked and like assaulted by anything, it's going to be
a cactus.
And they say that they don't move, but I don't believe them because they're in me. I swear, I've been on a trail, I've gotten off, I've never touched a cactus on the trail, and I'll get off and feel my leg and their spine's in there, and I know that they're coming out and reaching out for me.
Yep.
I know it. So
all right, I got one more mountain bike trail to talk about. So this is this one might be a little bit of a stretch. But it's my home course, so I have to include it. Right?
Okay.
So at Valencia.
Oh, look at the time. We have the time.
This is on page 20 in your book. The loop in Valencia. You can actually take Valencia east.
Yep.
And then turn right on Camino Loma Alta, and in 8 miles you can get to the Vail Vortex trails. And what this does is opens you up to the Arizona Trail, which means that you can go all the way to Mexico.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted to, or you can go all the way to Utah.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
So crazy. 8 miles and you can get all the way to Mexico.
Key thing is if I wanted to. Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right. Let me get back with you.
Yeah. And not only that, from that trail system, you can get, again, to the Arizona Trail, but you can also get to the McKenzie. And actually, Lacey and I just did that the other day when we were testing out the e-bike to see like how long the battery would last. We rode from my house to McKenzie trails and rode McKenzie and rode back.
Yeah. And you go up over the pass, past the Colossal Cave.
You go past Colossal Cave, and then a lot of people kind of take it all the way to Gabe Z, and then they take the road up. But we actually found some double track.
Oh, that's cool.
That will bring you in the backside, and you're not on any major roads at all the whole time.
I want to know where that's
so
at.
McKenzie. I'll show you.
Yeah.
If you use Strava, you would know.
No Strava.
No Strava.
I end up being. Have you heard the term Strava asshole? That's a real term.
No, but I have no trouble visualizing
what that is. Yeah, he doesn't need any explanation.
Yeah. No, I just end up getting focused on my time. I start leaving my friends behind. I start being a jerk, and I had to give it up. I don't mind the data, but honestly, I want to ride with my friends and have fun.
Yep.
So, I have plenty of friends that don't have that vice and can control themselves. I can't.
Yeah, I stay with the free version, and it has almost no features except I can let my wife know where I'm riding.
I do the beacon too. That's part of it because we ride a lot by ourselves, and so let my wife know. And there's been more than one time that I've texted Lacey okay, you okay? You haven't moved in 30 minutes. Are you okay? I was no, I ran into Mike Mucker, and we're having a conversation.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Mike. Well, you can see I'm at Dunkin' Donuts, so, so I'm probably okay. Yeah.
All right, Randy. So I want to talk to Jesus for a couple minutes about ride, if that's okay with you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Jesus joined us.
Yes. What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing? Maybe turn that mic down so it faces you a little bit.
Here we go.
There we go. Yeah, awesome. I'll turn you up a little bit.
Thank you.
So we had you on. I can't remember what episode. Do you remember what episode? The number? No, you don't.
No,
I can tell by your face. You don't remember.
Yeah.
But we had you on earlier, and we talked all about Ride Tucson, what you're doing. You're in a different location then.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe you could, since we're in your beautiful location that we're all underdressed for here.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you could share with us a little bit about your new location and what your vision is for this place.
Okay, so we're not that far from the initial location. We're a little more to the west side of Costco. We used to be on the east side of Costco. The area is called Old Farm Executive Suites, I think.
Okay.
And same thing, we still have an access, not taking any major streets to the loop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Using our parking lot.
Yep.
So what's great about talking mountain biking is that we do rent mountain bikes, hardtail mountain bikes.
Yep.
And our riders are more they're beginner riders. They just come from out of town to ride a little bit on the desert, to see cactus and birds and things like that. So our mountain bike rental has been so popular because we can send them to two different trails that you can hit from the shop, which is Fantasy Island, where we talk about that one, and Urban Assault Trail for the ones who want to have a little more fun ride, pizza and beer, which we use the Hop Shop and Chow Pizza.
Yeah.
And so we're really grateful to have this location. We've been working on details and here and there. And we're the same concept. We just try to build community. We want to bring people from out of town to know Tucson as a cycling mecca, mountain biking, road biking, gravel, everything, e-biking. So we do still rent regular bikes, e-bikes, and we're going to have more e-mountain bikes in the
future coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I also, so I stopped by, what was it, last week? I was on or week before or whatever. I was on I was on a loop ride, and I stopped by, and he was already closed, but I swung up as they were closing the doors. I'm like, hey, can I peek my head in? And he said, yeah, but he sent me home with some jerky.
No. Yeah. I heard about this jerky. Am I going to get to try this?
Well, so here's the thing. He sent me home with some free jerky.
Okay.
And I brought a whole bunch of money because I'm leaving with some paid jerky this time.
Nice.
But and he gave me the spicy stuff, and I got to tell you, I've never had. And there's like 3 ingredients: chiltepine, salt, and beef. I think
beef. Yeah.
It's only 3 ingredients. So tell me a little bit about your jerky, like what you're doing with that. It was amazing.
We produce this in Mexico. It's a small ranch. It's super clean, like the old fashioned. Cows go out 4:30 in the morning, come back at sunset.
Yeah.
And then we sun dry for 48 hours, and then we mesquite grill, and then we add salt, chiltepin, the spicy one, and the natural just salt, and then we pack it. It's a grass fed cow.
Yeah.
And it's a company that we own called Provisions AC. We have an Instagram account, and we've been selling this to people that travel on the Arizona Trail back and forth. It's a good source of protein.
It's vegan, right?
It's totally vegan.
It's totally vegan.
Yeah, cows eat the grass and we eat the cows. Yeah.
It's just one removed.
It's organic.
My food eats salad, so I am what I eat, or what, I don't know.
The great part about the desert Southwest, when the cow just stands there in the field, it becomes jerky.
Yes. Yeah.
You can skip right to the end of the process.
So it's really tasty. We don't call it like beef jerky. We call it more like steak, like sun-dried steak.
Oh, okay.
Because you can chop it, put it in the saucepan, and make tacos out of it.
Oh, wow.
It's thicker.
It's juicy.
It's thicker and juicier, and it's not like it's not killing my jaw. I was like, what the hell?
You don't really fight to eat it.
Yes.
You just kind of it's a little bit tender. The regular beef jerky, or at least the Mexican beef jerky, is like super thin. You dry it for like 3-4 days, so you can actually crush it and make powder out of it. But this is not what we do. We just leave it like tender and juicy, so it's really good, and we have it here in the shop.
That's super drooling cool. A little bit.
So how can people get it? Can they order it online, or is there?
No, well, we can order it. We have it online. Okay. Normally, people order it through the shop, or they can go to Provision AC on the Instagram account.
Okay, cool.
Or in the Right Tucson AZ.com website, and they can order it there.
Yeah, it was funny. So I was riding back, and it's like 10 miles or whatever back to my car, and Jesus was like, "All right, when you get home, you got to have it with a beer. It'll be good."
Yeah, he never made it home. No chance.
It did not make it to the car.
No,
it didn't make it to the car.
Out of the parking lot, it's gone.
I was eating it as I was riding my bike because I hadn't eaten lunch that day, and I was hungry, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And so then I almost crashed my bike at one point because I was trying to get it out of the package while I was riding, and I was like, "Oh, this is
cause of death."
Then I sent him a picture. I'm like, "Hey," I sent him a picture of the empty bag. I'm like, "It didn't even make it to the car. It didn't make it home."
Yeah,
that's my
call
kind
those
of
cookies
nutrition.
Almost home.
So.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
And we do have wholesale, so if Guru Bikes want to keep it there for your rider,
there you go.
I definitely need a sample.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like this is when I ride 50-year trail. There's this lookout, like a flat, like the flat thing.
Yeah, where everybody stops.
Yeah.
on the slick rock.
Yeah. Some people like to do other stuff. Some people like to have a quick snack. Yeah. Open a bag, get it. If you carry a beer in your backpack, just drink it. It's really good, and it hits a spot.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
So I had the spicy one, and it was spicy, but not like kick your ass spicy. So it was like a good amount of spice. And then I imagine the other ones
it's salty.
Just salt and beef.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's really
awesome.
good.
Yeah,
I love food that has.
All three of you guys will have some for dinner.
Well, I'm buying some, so
I'll probably have to save some.
No more free for me.
Turner is
I brought cash too, so this is going to get ugly.
Yeah.
Randy and I are going to be fighting over your beef jerky stash on the way home.
Keep them on the podcast for just a minute longer.
Turner's a connoisseur of beef.
Yeah.
Every time, like we go on a road trip, every gas station, every like place we go, he's like, "Can I get some more beef jerky?" He won't get the pepper, like if it's spicy. So I definitely want the spicy because then he can't have it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So then I don't have to share.
And I resonate with your comment that you don't call it jerky because it's really not jerky. It's like you said it's like a dried steak.
Yeah, normally like people dry it on this oven, like a dryer or whatever.
Yeah.
We just hang it in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like my cousin owns that ranch. That's what I know. That way they do it. So they just hang it on there for 2 days and then bring it back, grill mesquite, and just pack it in a vacuum seal, and that's it.
That's one of my main foods when I do low carb. For the trail is stuff like that, because I'm not trying not to have sugars. I'm trying not to have carbohydrates, and I'll have jerky. I'll have cheese.
From Wisconsin. Yeah,
I need to go there just to get some more cheese.
Well, I'm a closet kitchen jerky connoisseur. I've got a 9-tray dehydrator at home, and I have a jerky gun. And if you've ever seen
what's a jerky gun, I don't even know what that
is. See, you had no idea what you were about to learn today.
I didn't, not at all.
So think of a big caulking gun with a wide nozzle, and you fill it with ground beef or ground pork or whatever you want to make your jerky out of, or a mix.
Oh, right.
And then you squirt it out like on sheets, on parchment paper sheets, and dry it. And it's almost like
is this
jerky.
like a Slim Jim?
It's jerky. No. It's like jerky bacon.
Okay. See,
so
if you put jerky and bacon
spell things
together,
out? Like, could you spell out Mountain Cog and give us some Mountain Cog jerky?
That would be amazing.
I suppose you could if you wanted to.
But that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing way to make some of that stuff. And I have friends that that we do an elk beef blend for them in the fall.
Oh yeah,
and it's some pretty amazing stuff. And you can put anything you want in it for spices, teriyaki, jalapeno, anything you want.
I never thought about making like dehydrating ground meat before.
Yeah, it's perfect. I make it out of ground turkey, believe it or not. And
super.
I do a 50-50 mix with ground turkey and beef, and it tastes just like jerky, but it's got the turkey sort of a bit of an offset for the beef thing. So
that's something I like to say a lot is turkey jerky. I just like to say that. I do. It's
onomatopoeia or something like that.
Is that what it is? Yeah, I don't even know. I just like to say turkey jerky. Like I would ride the loop and just say that to myself as I'm riding. Just
it's like a mantra, isn't it?
Turkey. Yeah, turkey.
That's awesome.
You could switch it up and go jerky turkey.
Yeah,
there you go.
So, and
That's
it's kind
depends on
of
the direction you're going.
yeah.
You should have twerky in there too.
Twerking jerky, twerky jerky turkey. Twerky turkey jerky.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's
that's like the C sells, Sally sells, she sells. Yeah, so I can't do that. Yeah, but twerky jerky, twerky turkey jerky. Yeah,
I had somebody do that she sells seashells thing, and at the end they said, "That's a terrible place to try to sell seashells."
I know they're everywhere.
They're right there on the ground.
Yeah, just walk around. I would tell Sally
she's going to starve.
Oh my God, we are like way off on a tangent.
Sally can pound bricks. Like I'm going to go get a free one right over here.
All right, Jesus.
But we have turkey jerky.
Yeah.
Jesus, thank you so much for hosting us in your amazing new place here. Really appreciate it. Randy, thanks for coming and talking with us about your book, The Loop, America's #1 recreational trail. Which
everybody needs to go out and get one of these.
You can get it. Yeah,
even if you don't live in Tucson, because it'll make you want to come here.
Yeah,
so
get one.
Sure.
If you're coming here, for sure, get one.
I will.
Any questions, let us know at mountaincog@gmail.com. Randy, do you have any final thoughts for our listeners?
I have a contact email address on the back of the book, and I've gotten dozens of comments from people who have come here and ridden. The mapping software that I had to use doesn't do the small street names very well, and I'm kind of trying to find an alternative to that, but that was the only complaint people have had.
Yeah.
The major streets are pretty easy to find and it's functional, but I am working on fixing that.
So you're working on version 2?
I am working on version 2. I think it's going to be the Loop and more.
Okay. Nice.
Because there's about 100 miles of shared use trail that isn't the Loop connected to the Loop. And then there's also, as we're talking today, I've gotten a lot of feedback and questions about how do I get to mountain biking trails? And this is going to be a section in the next book.
We'd be glad to consult for you if you need free consultation.
I'm counting on it.
We only
glad to help
all
you.
we charge is jerky.
Beef jerky.
Yeah, exactly.
Just spell it out, Mountain Cog. Hey, and that email is it okay if I publish the email? So it's the Loop Guidebook at yahoo.com. The Loop Guidebook at yahoo.com. No spaces, no capitals, anything like that.
Right.
That's how they can reach out to you. You can get the book on Amazon.com or Amazon. Anything else you want to share with us?
I just appreciate the chance to kind of cut it up a little bit with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And have some fun and share some information. Thanks.
Right on, man. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care, guys.
Thank you, guys.
This is way too much fun.
Painless.
Thank you, guys. It's awesome.
Yeah.